Have you ever watched a race and the driver that actually won the race technically isn't declared the official winner? Well, this is what happened in 2007 to Aric Almirola and Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin was racing in the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series at Sonoma this same weekend. He flew via helicopter to the racetrack. Aric Almirola had to make a pit stop on lap 59. Hamlin got in the car and took off, laps down, and still won the race.
Well, caution is out now. We're inside 10 laps to go. It'll be a single file restart, and the story of the day so far is the scramble of the Joe Gibbs Racing team and their drivers during this race. Denny Hamlin's chopper couldn't land here. There were cars parked on the helipad, so Aric Almirola, who qualified the car on pole, had to get in and start the race. They left Almirola in it for a while, but after leading the first 43 laps of the race, made the call to put Hamlin in. It took them a while to make the driver change. They lost a lap. It took them forever to get back on the lead lap. Then at lap 144, the free pass finally for Hamlin, and he went back around. Carl Edwards had a bad pit stop, got shuffled back in traffic, then caught a tire. That took him out of contention after dominating most of the race. And there, the three-wide pass for the race lead moments ago. Hamlin by Scott Rimmer and Jason Leffler. Man, what a night!
Effort.
Denny Hamlin started the day in Sonoma, California on the Infineon Raceway Road Course, practicing his Nextel Cup car for tomorrow's race. Got here late, jumped in the car after Almirola qualified it on the pole and led the start of the race.
Hell yes!
And it will have all been worth it for him.
You got heart, baby. You got heart. We all love you.
Denny Hamlin wins at the Milwaukee Mile.
Good job, Denny. Eric, if you're listening, you did an awesome job, too.
First of all, passing that many cars coming from behind to beat the field tonight.
I tell you, to do it on old tires, we didn't have the tires these guys had at the end, and we had to put on 15, 16 lap scuffs, and I was really worried, but man, what a great race car. We really made improvements on it throughout the day, and Dave did such a great job. The whole team, man, I could not be prouder to do this for Rockwell Automation.
Go or go home time right now.
Vickers turns it to the bottom, but he can't get by.
He can't get on. He just can't get enough nose under him without getting into him. Oh, he did get him.
Sideways.
He spins him and Vickers wins.
He did. Vickers has beat him across the line just by a car length. Mike Bliss did a whale of a job.
Did we make it? Did we make it?
No, Mike, you didn't make it.
This has to be one of the wackiest ways to win a NASCAR All-Star Open. Brian Vickers gets under Mike Bliss off the exit of turn number 4 as he throws Bliss in the grass, and Vickers would take home the win, punching his ticket into the NASCAR All-Star race in 2004.
3 wide for the lead. 1 lap to go. Here comes Allgaier on the inside. They go up the racetrack. Allmendinger back in on the inside. He takes the lead. More contact behind him. The race for the win through 3 and 4. Allmendinger, Cindric, side by side. Allmendinger wins it at the line.
Hard crashing off into turn 1.
This may be one of the most wackiest ways to win a race, but in my opinion, it's one of the greatest, if not the greatest finish ever in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. AJ Allmendinger, Austin Cindric, and Justin Allgaier beat and banged their way to the finish line as Allmendinger would slide sideways with Cindric, crossing the line first, crashing into other cars. But he was still declared the winner. One of the worst things to do to win a race is wreck your teammate and the most popular driver ever in NASCAR. This is exactly what Brian Vickers did in the fall 2006 Talladega race.
Hey, getting a little wider.
There he goes.
Junior.
Oh, no! There's 25. Hook to 48. It takes out Earnhardt and Jimmy Johnson.
Caution is out. The leaders had already taken the white flag.
So is it going to be the 25 or the 9? Way down on the apron of the track, coming to the white flag. There's a leader change, and Labonte takes the lead. And meanwhile, Ricky Rudd trying to... Oh, and Earnhardt spins him out. Oh, man. And Tony Stewart is involved with the crash, as is Mark Martin, Sterling Harlan, and several others. Dale Earnhardt takes the checkered flag. And Jimmy Spencer.
In 2017, Jeremy Clements would pick up his first ever win in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. But coming to the white flag, him and Brandon Jones were spinning sideways across the racetrack. No caution was thrown, and when they got back going, Clements got ahead of Brandon Jones and was able to take home the victory. Technically speaking, this was Jimmie Johnson's final win in the NASCAR Cup Series. He would pull out for a late side draft on Paul Menard. They would both make contact, sending the field falling apart behind them. Johnson would be declared the winner as rain would start pouring down under caution. This would ultimately be Johnson's last trip to victory lane in NASCAR.
Here comes Jimmie Johnson. Locks the brakes up.
Oh, he's
going to slide. He slides through the middle. Truex gets tagged. Now it'll be a fight for the finish line. Ryan Blaney in the 12 will win.
He stopped. He came to a full stop to make sure that he was good with NASCAR.
But what about on the other side of the spectrum, where when you lose? Jimmie Johnson lost along with Martin Truex in the crazy Roval finish that ended up giving the win to Ryan Blaney in the final lap on the final chicane in the final corner.
Here he comes into 13.
Well, Carl Edwards is doing everything he can right here. And
Marcus!
Big time curve. Here comes
It's going to cost him. No! Can you believe this? Carl Edwards gets around him. Marcus makes one mistake all day, and it's going to cost him the win.
The last lap hits the ripple strips, goes airborne, and loses the race all by himself.
Kickoff on Friday with the opening ceremonies, and race leader Chris Buescher leading his first laps. And take a look at this. The caution has come out. Fog has rolled in so badly in turns 1 and 2 that people can't see that straightaway. So the caution has come out. Chris Buescher is in front. The possibility of Chris Buescher winning this race is definitely very real right now. Dave?
Hit it on lap 107, Rick. That's why he was able to stay out longer than the rest. They had just told the driver to keep digging, to stay keeping that distance between himself and the cars who were faster today. And then they asked him, can you see down turn 1 and down the backstretch? He said, a little bit.
And just coming through my headset here, the race has been declared official. Chris Buescher is your winner at Pocono. Chris Buescher wins the Pocono race, and so his first ever Cup Series win comes at it's going to be weather shortened race, but as you mentioned, Jeff, it doesn't matter. It's his first ever Cup win.
Imagine winning your first race in NASCAR due to fog. Not rain, not snow, not a tornado, just fog. And this is what happened to Chris Buescher when he drove the 34 car for Front Row Motorsports. Chris Buescher was staying out hoping for a caution, and the caution would come, as fog would consume the racetrack in turns 1 and 2 and down the backstretch, creating it almost impossible to drive. NASCAR had to throw the caution with 28 laps to go. NASCAR was unable to resume the race, and Buescher was declared the winner, and this was his first victory ever.
Sparks for Eric Almirola.
He's got a flat tire, I'm afraid.
Brad is way out there. If any of these guys get a good run, Brad is in trouble here.
The track is clear, and they're going to race back to the checkered flag.
We talked about the...
And here comes Ryan Reed to the inside. Team Penske, Jack Roush, they've never won here in the Xfinity Series. 1, 2, 3, they're all forwards at the front.
It might be too soon.
Reed trying to block his teammate, Chris Buescher. Here's the checkered flag. Ryan Reed wins it at Daytona. What a finish.
With a sparking Eric Almirola in front of him and teammate Chris Buescher behind him, Ryan Reed would pull off the ultimate slingshot move on Brad Keselowski to win the first race of the 2015 season in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. He would charge on the bottom of the racetrack, passing Brad Keselowski, and Keselowski was unable to defend his position. Reed would pick up his first ever win in NASCAR.
Bearing down on Sauter. Johnny Sauter had to go to the back of the field after an unapproved adjustment in qualifying, and now he's charged once again. Rhodes takes him out, and here comes Byron. William Byron. The caution is out, and William Byron is in front and will win.
In a wacky turn of events, there was an accident between the first two competitors in the NASCAR Truck Series, and this opened up the door for young William Byron to pick up the win at Kansas after a late surge in the bottom of the racetrack and a great wreck avoidance by the young driver. Byron would ultimately go on to win an astounding number of races that year, but unfortunately he wouldn't make the Final Four, but he would go on to have a successful Cup career.
Last lap through 1 and 2. Brandon Jones knows anything can happen. Let's take a look. What happens? The 54 right at the left rear quarter panel of the 10.
Trying to pass him clean. They come off of turn 2, side by side for the lead.
Yeah, this could get the slide job that he's looking for right here. He's got more momentum this time.
Right rear. Trying to keep on his right rear.
He's out front, but can he hold it against the wall? He gets into the wall. So does the 10. Contact made. Here comes the 19. Brandon Jones is leading. 1 lap to go. Presented by Credit One Bank. And it's going to be Brandon Jones coming off a 4. He's going to win at Darlington.
Hey, man. Good job.
Lowski's car, window net down, he's okay. There's Joey with his net down. Clint Boyer is out. Boy, Boyer went up on his side. For a second, I thought he was going to go all the way over. And he and Joey are talking. And obviously, we will try and talk to both of them. And this is not one of those heated situations like we had last week.
Now, Joey's probably not happy, but, you know, that showed some respect from Carl.
See, Carl got loose right there.
So did Joey.
Joey's
Joey
out. Yeah, Carl never touched him right there. No,
he never did.
Wow. He never. He thinks he did, but he didn't.
Yeah, no, he never touched him.
So when they see the video, but look what happens behind. Eric Almirola does not escape this one this time in the 88.
Yeah, so many good
Mike
cars
Bliss
involved
Bliss,
there.
Yeah,
Had a great run all day. This is just two drivers just giving it everything they could, but you can see Joey was in the gas, slid up to where out of the groove, there's no grip there whatsoever.
And Boyer got the worst of it.
Yeah.
Coming to the white flag of the NASCAR Xfinity Series race at Dover, Carl Edwards would get into the back of Joey Logano, and Clint Boyer would catapult almost over Joey Logano on the front stretch. An immediate caution would come out as Edwards would take home the checkered flag, and eventually the crazy finish would go down in the history books.